Mr. Gentleman, Bob Holeman. He's from the big city of Winfield, and it's from the newspaper industry. So this time we're coming up and tell y'all more about this.
Thank you. This is the first presentation of the district government. I'm proud to be here. I've been here before. Fabulous king. Fabulous life-changing opportunity. Who am I? I'm Bob Holeman. I was a publisher of weekly newspapers for 35 years in two small towns. Have a wife and family, and I've been a Rotarian now for 28 years. Why am I here? Why am I speaking to you? Because I want to congratulate you on being selected out of so many positive students in this group. You being selected to be part of Camp RYLA. And to tell you a little bit about Rotary and what it is. Rotary is an organization that makes Camp RYLA possible. So we wanted to welcome. Look at that. Thank you. That's, what is Rotary? Who here has a vague idea of Rotary? Who doesn't even know what Rotary was until a Rotarian asked you? The latter. Most of you. Well, I'm a Rotarian, and the people who ask you are Rotarians, and they're not necessarily, they're just regular people. They're bankers, they're businessmen, they're insurance salesmen, preachers, just neighbors, wives. They're regular people. But they have one thing in common. There's a statement here that says, Rotary is a global network of community volunteers. Rotary members are business and professional and community leaders who provide humanitarian service, encourage high ethical standards, and help build goodwill and peace on the earth. There are over 32,000 clubs in 200 countries. And in that, they're divided into districts. This district that you represent, all the way south to Marshville, all the way north to Spring Hill, is one of 537 districts around the world. So they all come together for that. Rotary created Camp RYLA as one way to investment in youth. So that's a question is, who are you? And why are you here? Who are you and why are you here? The why is really going to develop over the week. I think you're filled with anticipation and excitement of what can happen, but the true why will really hit you at the end of the week when you see it. But the who are you is that thing I just mentioned earlier. You were selected out of entire high schools of just one or two of you. Why you? Because these Rotarians either knew you or talked to the teachers, and there's something special about you that sets you apart. And that is why you're here. You're not just about athletics and studying and socializing. There's the word that we use, service. I think if you're here, the Rotarians in your town saw a service attitude about you, something that says, you know, I'm a pretty lucky person, and I want to give back something to my community. Rotary's motto is short, and it says it all. It says, service above self. Put service to your community before yourself. One thing we hope to bring out of you while you're here this week is, well, let me pause just a minute. You suppose we could hit this video? I was just at a major Rotary event, and hold on just a minute. And they said, you know, Rotary is doing so much around the world. We're doing things in their areas, particularly of illiteracy, disease, hunger, poverty, lack of clean water. Huge. More children die because of lack of clean water around the world than anything else. We can't imagine that. And environmental concerns. But what they said at the conference was, you know, if people could just see what we're doing, it would inspire us to do even more. Well, we do have an opportunity to see. The Rotary's put a video together and shows different aspects. I want to show you this one video. Hopefully we have sound. And this is about clean water.
I was born in Ica, but I lived in this community for 5 years. As you can see, it's very poor. Water from the river leaks directly into our wells. We realized that our children were suffering from stomach troubles. When they analyzed the water from our wells, they were very surprised because they found the water was extremely contaminated. They said the water was not suitable for human consumption. Best thing that could have happened. Now we have a good quality of life. We have some children that are playing, running. They're not weak or sick anymore. No, now we have healthy children.
Nosotros hemos sido la primera comunidad en la cual se han instalado los filtros. Y yo creo que si esto se hace en todas las comunidades, como la de 27.
If it were done in every community, the quality of life of many people would improve a lot. Wherever I go, I always say, I don't have money to afford a doctor, but the filter lets me avoid many troubles. They are not just giving us a concrete box, they are giving us help and a better quality of life for our children.
Doing good in the world. That's what Rotary is about. And you see it more in your community, in local projects. But projects like you saw here are being done by large clubs and small clubs right here in North Louisiana. We can bring safe drinking water to families, and the children can grow up to be healthy kids. One thing Wayne wants you to learn while you're here is something that we call the four-way test. It's a test that Rotarians put to everything that they say and do. And they check off, is this right? And again, if I'm not missing the mark, if you think about it, I'm hoping you're saying, well, that's kind of where I am. I agree with that. In the four-way test, ask first, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And is it beneficial to all concerned? Does that sound kind of like what you think? One other thing we'd like to show you is, why you see so much wrong in the world. You see so many problems in the world. And you say, well, I can't do anything about it. I'm just one person. I can't make a difference. Let me give you a little story about Rotary and one person, and a huge difference in me. Back in 1978, Rotary International, and I guess in 78 they probably had about 1 million members. But everything they did was what you see right now. It's a club doing a project even in its own community or somewhere else in the world, cooperating with another club. And in 78, the president of Rotary International that year was Clem. And he said, let's try something bigger. Let's try something that Rotary International does. So they looked at some projects and decided on one. They went into the Philippines and gave immunizations for polio to everybody there. Polio was still a problem. Well, let's talk about polio a minute. Anybody know what polio is? It's gone, right? In the 1950s, polio was a disease that crippled and killed children. It was a virus, and it was in the United States. And 50,000 children a year were being struck by it. And this was when I was a kid. And it was a real panic. But then Dr. Salks and Saban came up with the immunizations, the vaccinations, and wiped it out of the United States, wiped it out of the Western Hemisphere, and wiped it out of our minds. We weren't thinking about it. But think about this a moment. While we're not even worried about polio anymore, on the other side of the world, 1,000 children a day, 1,000 children a day were being struck down by this virus. And it wasn't something you took something for and you're okay. It's permanent. It could shut down the breathing and it's serious. And so Rotaries went in, and it was a hugely successful campaign in the Philippines, and they said, hoorah. And then it just sat for a couple of years. And then in 1982, when the international president was Stan McCaffrey, he says, let's try something again. And they got some ideas from about 120 people, 125 ideas, and the committee looked at the ideas. And there's one fellow, his name was John Sever, one person. And he said, this worked in the Philippines. I think we ought to immunize every child in the world. There's no reason that we can't eliminate polio from the face of the earth. The immunization was 50 cents. 50 cents. Does anybody know what the word unconscionable is? Yes, sir. Unconscionable means you just, it's just unimaginable that that could be allowed to happen. Immunization is 50 cents, and yet 1,000 children a day are being struck by this. It shouldn't happen. So the Rotary Board looked at this, and they adopted it. And they launched a campaign that since then has brought in other organizations, entire countries. And the goal was to eradicate polio from the face of the earth by the 100th anniversary of Rotary International, which would have been 2005. It was tougher than we thought because we've already spent $5 billion, about half of that in Rotary money from Rotarians. And so they put on another diet called Polio Plus, and we're pushing for it. You see ads that say we're this close. We're this close. 2 years ago, what did I say? 365,000 children a year back in the early 80s. 2 years ago, it was 222. That's it, 222. Is it working? Well, they're little pockets. It's a type of disease. We have to eradicate it totally, absolutely, to the last one. Because if we leave one little pocket over here, which we got in Pakistan, and we can say, well, Pakistan, we don't like them anyhow. But what happens when somebody with polio in Pakistan goes over into the next country and there's an outbreak? It's exactly what's been happening. So it's taken longer. But I was in San Diego when they announced. Now, everybody's seen, when you see pictures of India, you see pictures of starving people. You see pictures of beggars, and you see pictures of people crawling on the ground because they have polio. That's your mind. I was in San Diego when they announced that India had been declared polio-free, which means that the last case of polio in India happened 3 years ago. They have to have once they start counting, they have to have 3 years polio-free before they're clear. We're now down to 3 countries that are still polio endemic: Nigeria, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. We're almost halfway through the year, right? Nigeria has had 3 cases early in the year. Afghanistan has had 4 cases early in the year. The problem continues to be Pakistan, who's had every week you're seeing cases. So we're working on getting that. It's possible that this year, while the presidents of the Rotary clubs are present, that the last case of polio could be declared. Why did this happen? The vision of one man, John Sever. It's just exciting to think of. I was in Australia early this month for the international convention, and I told that story to a waitress who wasn't even part of Rotary. She's just serving the Rotarians. And when I told it to her, she says, I got goosebumps just listening. I hope you got goosebumps too, and see what Rotary has done as a group and what you can do as an individual. Again, I'm asking, some of these things I'm saying sound kind of like you. Perhaps that's why you're here this week. Rotarians in your community believe that within each of you is another young, developing Rotarian. There are Rotary opportunities. Rotary invests in youth, and RYLA is one of them. But if anybody, any of y'all, would think that 3 months overseas, or maybe a whole school year overseas, sounds like an exciting idea. Rotary has youth exchange programs. Rotary has scholarships. Rotary gives out everybody's heard of the Rhodes Scholarships or Albright Scholarships. That's 1 or 2 scholarships. Rotary gives out more scholarship money worldwide than any other organization. So there's scholarships available. Are any of you any of your schools have Interact clubs? Are you in Interact? Oh, you have an Interact club? Are you in Interact? Wonderful. It's a good organization. Okay. Interact is a great high school level club, and then beyond Interact is an organization called Rotaract. Look at the possibility. Or if you're really excited about what you see here at RYLA, and excited about what you see with organizations like Rotary, you might talk to your Rotarians or talk to your teachers about, hey, I've heard of this organization called Interact, and I'd like to have it in my school. Y'all are mostly be juniors next year? Yes, good. Still have time? We're going. I want you to encourage you to think about service while you're young. Just think about giving to your community, to your church, to anything you need to give back. Because you are blessed, we are blessed as Americans, as a people, beyond what we understand. It's fabulous. And to give back what we can. And I got to give you 2 very old. I'm not making it. They didn't create these. These are so old that Wayne might have made them up. They're so old. But there's a saying that says, "From whom much is given, much is expected." And folks, we have been given much. Much is expected of us. Another one is just to think about, and I'll leave you on that. You want to leave this world a little better than you found it. Now I'm going to give you something. We talked about the 4-way test, and Rotary has this coin. On the front, it's got the rotary wheel. Rotary wheel, just like that. And on the back, it's got the 4-way test. And I've encountered many Rotarians and some former RYLA students who take this and they carry it in their pocket everywhere they go. And when they put their hand in the pocket and feel it, they think about the Rotary test. Is it the truth? Is it fair for all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better relationships? Is it beneficial to all concerned? Your counselor is going to give this to you. Take it to heart. Think service. And congratulations for being selected to be here at the RYLA campus. Thank you very much.
Do y'all have any questions about Rotary or anything he's mentioned? Take this opportunity to ask him some questions.
Here's a question, Bob.
Yes.
You know how you talking about polio, from polio they went to the lockdown.
Oh, Marshall Dimes was the original. When I was a kid, we had a Marshall Dimes, and they gave us parents, they wouldn't let kids go out to the swimming pools because they were afraid that another child with polio would infect their child. They were afraid for the kids to go out. It was that frightening. One of the efforts, they were raising money mostly for the vaccine. And there's something called the March of Dimes. And literally it was that. We got little, I was in the 5th grade in Baton Rouge. And we got little folders that, anybody collect coins? And something you put a coin in? Very similar to that. And we put dimes in it, probably 5 dimes across and 6 down or so on both pages. When you fill it up, you turn it in. And that was one of the aspects of the March of Dimes. So that brought the children into the picture of the American battle against polio. Is that your question? Thank you. Anybody else? Who's going to get some scholarships? Ask your Rotary Club. Who is your Rotary Club? Talk to the people who brought you here. Say, when I was at RYLA, they told me that there might be some scholarship possibilities. When I was at RYLA, they taught me that there might be an exchange possibility, that I could go to South America. I could go to Europe. I could go to Africa. Just to study, to be with kids your age, to live with a family. We have questions? Everybody else is letting us down, so we got questions. Yes. Loud.
Can we get with you about doing it?
Help me with what?
There will be a presentation done this week on youth exchange.
Okay. There's that information. Y'all are great. You're going to have a great week. And when it's over, you're really going to know what it's about. Thank you.
Before we get off, we got to share it. You can live like Wayne now.
All right.
That'd be awesome.